Fine.
started. We've got one viewer, someone tuned in to see what our nonsense is, what we're about to be up to. One viewer. We're going to do a podcast about the weekly stories in the news.
All right.
Your camera's still not on there. There we go.
There we go.
All right. Then I will hit record and we will begin this nonsense. All right. Hello, Idiots on Parade, the Too Ugly for TV podcast. We mock the news so you don't have to. I am Nathan Timmel, stand-up comedian in Iowa City. With me, as always, is Jake Vevra, stand-up comedian in New York City. Hello, Jake.
How's it going?
All is well here. We've picked up a second viewer on the live chat. Hello, 2 viewers on live. Well, hopefully more people filter in. Let's jump right in. The first story, I've got 2 back-to-back that have a relation. Hey, Rich, new atheist. Hi, guys. How you doing? We're doing great. We are doing better than South Korean actress Kim Se-ron. She is dead at age 24. Now, I sent you an article. I've seen the update.
Yeah, this is kind of a bummer. I didn't know why you sent this to me. I feel bad.
Because I feel bad for her too. That's why I sent it, because I feel bad, because there's a difference. She did it herself. I did see an updated article. She committed suicide. So it says in here, no cause of death was provided, but foul play is not suspected. She did commit suicide. This is why this is sad. Beautiful young woman, promising actress. She got a DUI in South Korea. Did it say she hit a pole or something? She crashed her car, and she was. She hit something. I thought she got a DUI. She was drunk driving. She was stalled following a much publicized DUI arrest after following a car accident that cut off power to the Gangnam district in Seoul. So she had a power station. She hit something. So it resulted in Kim incurring personal financial difficulties due to the damages. Now, here's why this is so tragic. Beautiful young actress, promising, famous, derails her career. Shame, Korean shame. In America, we elect our drunks to positions of power or appoint them. You got George W. Bush Jr., who got a DUI and became president. You had Ted Kennedy, famous drunk. And now we got Pete Hegseth as the head of the Department of Defense, just a fall down drunk. This poor girl, Korea. I don't like to brag about American society or the way we look at the world, but man, the shame, the fact that she felt her life and career was over just because of a DUI. Sweetheart, you should have moved to America. We would have embraced you and just put you into positions of power. That's what we do here, is we elevate you for your DUIs.
That's true. If she would have came here and just started yelling about trans women in sports or the border or something, she'd be in Trump's cabinet. I guarantee.
Right.
I'm not saying they're long. He fires them like a lot, but
yeah. But then she'd be able to write a tell-all book of her 2 weeks in the White House. Even didn't Scaramucci write a book after 7 days? Didn't he write a book, My 7 Days in the White House?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I've visited South Korea multiple times. I loved it. I was there during the Cherry Blossom Festival once. Beautiful country, beautiful people. I don't know. Maybe it's 2025. It's time to move past shame.
I mean, maybe there's a healthy middle ground. Hear me out on this. See, their country is so about heaping shame on people that they're like killing themselves after a DUI, right? Our country, as you said, is electing our alcoholics. You know what I mean? And like Elon Musk is all up there on ketamine, rambling about God knows what at CPAC with sunglasses on, because he's probably all bloodshot.
Right.
What I'm saying is, like our biggest celebrities are there because of a sex tape. So I'm saying somewhere in between the kill yourself because of a DUI and whatever this is here, that's like it's a perfect balance of shame. You don't want to be too shame heavy, but you don't want to be completely shameless.
I think we have plenty of get rich quick ideas.
I'm high on PCP right now. So I'm, a little more on the shameless side. I'm calling the kettle high on PCP or whatever.
We have a lot of good ideas that we never follow through on this podcast. I think this should be our next one. Is we should start an organization that tries to incorporate, create a middle ground, like you say, South Korean and American culture, or South Korean tradition and American lack of tradition, and blend them. We should try and work across borders to create this beautiful middle ground where we do not create millionaires and billionaires, because Kardashians are out of people that make fuck tapes and have no discernible talent. And at the same time, if you fuck up and knock out power to an entire city in your country, you don't have to kill yourself.
Right, somewhere in between the 24-year-old suicide because of a DUI and the Hawk Tuah coin, right? Somewhere in between those two things is the perfect. If we could just stop the pendulum right there, somewhere in between North Korea, or sorry, South Korea and North America. Oh, we'll call it North Korea. We'll call North Korea is the perfect.
Just like we changed the Gulf of Mexico to go to the Gulf of America, we will change North Korea to our. We'll just ignore the one that's already there. We will ignore tradition and history and reality and geography. We will be North Korea, North America and Korea. We're going to take it over.
In fact, screw it. I think Trump should rename North Korea to the Hawk Tuah Korea.
I'm glad you mentioned her, because I forgot about her. I sent you a story. We never got to it. The story was that they pointed out that she disappeared after that coin. Like she said, sorry, it failed. And she was
sorry it failed / worried about legal repercussions. Probably little column A, little column B.
Well, and there's probably a third thing, which is I'm rich. I got mine. I don't need to do the podcast I formed. Like she formed a podcast to cash in on her sudden fame. And then the crypto really helped her cash in. She doesn't need the. Would you be doing this shit with me in a basement if we, we're crypto millionaires?
No, there's no way. I think we'd be doing the podcast in nicer places.
Yes. All right. So second story, I said it sort of relates to this one because we're staying in South Korea for our second story. Gangnam Style singer Psy issues bizarre apology to fans about his weight loss. Gangnam Style has been forced to issue an apology to fans after showcasing his recent weight loss. 13 years after topping the charts, the K-pop. But basically, he posted a picture like, hey, everybody, I lost weight. And everybody started in, how can you call yourself a celebrity if you can't even maintain your weight? I mean, God, that's gotta be a top tier line. A comment. How can you call yourself if you can't? This like old school Victorian beauty, where if you were fat, it meant you were rich because you could eat, and the peasants were poor.
Yeah, I mean, I typed that whole thing angrily to Lizzo in caps lock. That exact same line. So I was disappointed, and so are Gangnam Style fans.
Hi Valerie, thanks for tuning in.
No one wants to see skinny Gangnam Style.
Yeah, but the hitmaker simply replied, quote, sorry, smiley face emoji to the comments. Well, sorry, and a smiley face. Oh, they forgot to end quote. That's why I was reading it wrong. Poor AI journalism. He replied, sorry, with a smiley face, and other fans leapt to his defense, because that's what happens is any celebrity does anything, and some come out and just start right in with the how dare you lose weight, and then the others, don't be sorry about your weight. We don't care if you gain or lose weight. You're perfect. You're not apostrophe you are, but you look great, slim, love it. I understand. I don't understand why you have to apologize if you lose weight or get fat. That's nobody. You don't have to do a fucking thing. You can literally post a picture, and when they start complaining, ignore and or give twin middle fingers going, I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I mean,
true. Well, I don't know. Paul in our live chat pointed out that he now outweighs Lizzo. He outweighs. What kind of a sick world do we live in where Paul in our live chat outweighs Lizzo?
Well, he is in Omaha, so that you got that Midwest weight gain for winter, Paul. You're going to be fine. It's probably just a Midwest winter weight gain. You're going to work it off just by walking outside in a couple months when we get our 2 months of summer.
But here's the thing. While Lizzo was getting thinner, you know who actually?
I meant Nebraska. I said Omaha. I meant Nebraska. I meant Nebraska in general. Sorry. He said he corrected to say Lincoln.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know wherever he's at. Hopefully he's gaining more weight and trying to outbeat Lizzo. Because you know who was actually getting fatter while Lizzo was getting thinner? Thin Lizzy. Yeah, Thin Lizzy is now fatter than Lizzo. It's what the hell kind of world we live in? This is crazy.
It is crazy. Was there anything else I wanted to that? The track has been played more than 5 billion times. No, just another one of our favorite articles where something happens. So someone writes an article. They go find the 5 dumbest people on Twitter. How dare he lose weight? But the thing is, he shouldn't have responded. He should have just. Then again, it's a good response. Just smiley, like, yeah, sorry, fuck you. Like that's sort of what it is. I mean, he didn't write a manifesto, a big long, post of, hey guys, I was just trying to get my health together. Because who did that? Wasn't that Adele? Didn't Adele? No, she went right back at her haters. There was someone that lost weight. I don't know if it was Rebel Wilson. They apologized. Someone I know apologized for losing weight. If anybody in the live chat can remember or look it up, but
Nah, dude. All right, Gangnam Style. If you're listening, here's what you do. Right, you make it Adele like sincere apology manifesto. Do like a 6-page thing. I'm so sorry. I've brought shame on my family by getting thin. I swear to God, I will start deep frying my deep fried donuts. Like I will start packing all the weight back in, and then you just keep getting skinnier and skinnier. You just keep and then every week you write another one. Guys, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I've been eating so much Domino's. Did you guys know that they have stuffed garlic bread now? I've been eating so much of it. Somehow I'm just not gaining the weight. And you even like Instagram live yourself, just eating Twinkies or whatever. And then as soon as you're offline, blah, you hawk it up like a sorority girl right before prom. You know what I'm saying? You and you just keep getting skinny, Gangnam Style, and then keep telling them you're not gonna. Keep be like, Fat Gangnam Style's gonna be back next week, and then you look like Stephen King's thinner. You get like freakishly thin. You get like Olsen twin thin. Like just go nuts with it.
and then of course the comments start. Oh my God, does he have cancer? Does he have AIDS? What disease does he have? Because they're not going to let it go. They'll begin writing on the
Yeah,
conspiracies. Paul, not
yeah,
not for
but
nothing.
keep making the post, just like good news, guys. I gained 5 more pounds today, but the picture is you just like it's great freakish. It's like, no, dude, you got skinnier than yes. I know, I don't, I know I'm not a doctor. I know I don't see the scale, but I know it's less. What are you doing?
Uh, Paul says he's Hawaiian. He's not allowed to be skinny. Is that? I thought it was Samoan, or is it all of the oceanic cultures and tribes? I thought it was Samoan. Going to Hawaii in next month, in a month. So yeah, going to Maui. Paul, where should I go? All right, Sophie and Ken says, if I got skinny, I would walk around apologizing to everyone. Oh, I'm so sorry for being skinny. Can you see how sexy I am now? Sorry. He'd be too sexy for a shirt. Paul would be too sexy. People were forced to apologize for defending healthy weight and eating habits because it's fat phobic. I'm not fat phobic. Yeah. Yeah. All Polynesians. Yeah, that makes sense. No, funny and insightful is right. There's been a period, I don't know if we're still in it, where I read news articles where doctors, and they didn't say fat. They use the medical obese. They would describe a patient as you're becoming obese. Your BMI is unhealthy. And these articles, I was shamed by my doctor. A medical diagnosis is not shame, you fat fuck. A medical diagnosis is a medical diagnosis. Now, if your doctor for some reason called you a fat fuck, that would be one thing. But the articles would say he called me obese and I felt shamed. Stop it! Knock it off with the McDonald's. Knock it
No,
off with McDonald's.
I agree. I know how they feel, man. I was shamed by doctors after my DUI, talking about I'm an alcoholic. You know what I mean? Bullshit.
Well, you should have killed yourself like a South Korean actress. You fuck.
No, 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 no. I did the American thing. I kept drinking even more. Shameless, and I'm still alive.
All right. Oh, here's beautiful story. Everybody talks about every few years, probably election cycle. Every election cycle, we hear a story about how Social Security is not going to be around for our generation, for the future generations. That we're going to run out of money. That Social Security's fucked. We don't have enough people paying in. Blah 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 blah. Well, according to Fortune magazine, so many Americans died from COVID, it's boosting Social Security to the tune of $205 billion. Now, the article is pass protected. I can't see a firewall. They want me to pay $79 to read, to subscribe to their magazine. So I don't know where they're getting their numbers and facts, or if Alicia Adamczyk is writing out her butt. But I mean, hey, COVID was bad, but silver lining, Social Security might be around for us.
That's true. That's true. Everybody likes to be all negative, but I always tell them a lot of people are dying. Keep a smile on that face.
I mean, it's an old Stanhope joke. More parking spaces, and the people that were dying, mostly the elderly. Sorry, grandma, grandpa, love you, but you shouldn't be driving anyway. So, the older generations always sacrifice. What you do when you get older, you sacrifice for the youth, and that's what they did. They sacrificed due to COVID. They either succumbed or didn't want to get vaccinated, or just so. But either way,
Yeah, I mean, there is a simple solution to the Social Security problem, and that is just you remove the cap. You see, after the first, I believe, $160,000 worth of income in a year, they stop taxing it for Social Security. I.e., somebody who makes 10 million a year pays just as much in to Social Security as somebody who makes about 160,000. I don't remember the exact number, but it's around there.
right.
If you remove the cap, uh, there will then be enough Social Security for all of us, and like the ultra wealthy just pay more. But
Why would we ever do that? Because they work hard investing and sitting back and letting their investments just
yeah,
generate income for them.
especially with the current administration, since they're definitely not going to do that. We just have to create more illnesses to kill more old people. So I've been doing my part. I've been coughing on them on subways. I've been doing all that, and I'm like, look, I'm sorry, they're never going to actually tax the rich in this country. I got to kill you with germs.
Valerie, with the comment of the day, our future might look like Logan's Run. I love a good
Yes,
1970s shitty sci-fi movie reference.
yes.
Yes. Oh,
It's either tax the rich or kill everybody who's older than 68.
no,
And
no,
we
no. What
know
was
which.
Logan's Run? Was Logan's Run, Valerie, back me, help, is it 32 or 33? It was somewhere in there. You get to be like 32, 33. What was, so Cobain, did Jesus die at 27, or was that just Cobain and Hendrix, and I don't remember, but
Oh, I don't remember.
Popper Petty wants to know if we're sad that our generation let the country go to shit. Our generation, the fuck did we do? What generation do you think we are?
Yeah, I'm not as old as you think. I've aged horribly due to hard drugs, cheap booze, and bad genetics. You know what I mean? How dare you?
I do want to jump back to funny and insightful.
Oh,
We've moved on from this topic, but
challenged. I like that. I like that. That's what we'll start calling it.
yeah, is that so I want to jump back to funny and insightful, even though we moved on. But in the live chat, we got, you remember how the industry changed words like overweight and heavy to plus size and big humans? Yes. And I think I've talked about this before. I am a person that for a long time has enjoyed Diet 7 Up. Diet 7 Up. And it was in a bright white box when you bought the 12 pack of Hands. And one day I just walked by the aisle of soda and glanced and I didn't see it. I'm like, oh, that must be out. And after a month of not seeing it, I finally Googled what happened to Diet 7 Up. And they said, oh, diet is a no word now. You're not supposed to diet because that's shaming. So it's just 7 Up zero sugar. And so I go look for it and they put it in a box that looks exactly like regular 7 Up. So it used to be this white box that you could absolutely see down the aisle, like, oh, there's Diet 7 Up. But now they changed it to 7 Up zero because dieting is bad. You can't diet for your health. You have to, and yeah, and
No,
I stopped buying it out of protest.
on their side with that one because they used to call stuff like while we were growing up diet something, and it's because well we took out the regular sugar and put this weird chemical jizz that we have in there to sweeten it instead, and then it turned out all that stuff was so much worse than the actual sugar itself. Like you'd have been just better off eating whatever bad shit was already in there as opposed to their fake bad shit that was worse than the real bad shit. So I think the younger generations are just kind of seeing that like oh a lot of their products, even the ones that they claimed are healthy, are just pure poison from back in the
Yeah,
day.
it's all chemicals. So Valerie is saying 33. I'm gonna quick look, but yeah, Paul is point. Yeah, 27 was the celebs and 33 was Jesus. So it's 30. The population and consumption of resources are maintained equilibrium by killing everyone when they reach the age of 30. So man, you don't even get those extra 2-3 years. Logan's Run, we pop them out at age 30. Everybody stays young and pretty.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think that's the move, as opposed to taxing people the way we should.
Yeah. All right. So, does this relate to that? Let's click. Well, here we go. Okay, it's not Medicare, it's Medicaid. I was going to say Trump said in an interview with Elon Musk that he wouldn't touch Medicaid. Hours later, he endorsed a GOP plan that could slash the program. Yeah, that if it was Medicaid is the one for anybody that can't afford. Medicare, I think, is
Yeah,
it's hard to keep track of the elderly, but
yeah. Medicare, I think, is done by.
yeah, but this is this makes me not happy, but it's just another one of those situations of everybody said this was going to happen. This is Project 2025, where he went and like, I've never heard of Project 2025. Why are they trying to tie it to me? Every shit move he and Elon Musk have made, and not just Elon, has been Project 2025. So, billions in cuts in Medicaid, which insures 70 million people, and that's what they promised to do. They said we want to slash Medicaid, and yeah, could happen. Medicare is the program for Americans 65 and older. All right.
I mean, anybody who's sitting here going, "I voted for the Republicans because I wanted government to help people." I mean, what do you want? What do you
I
want?
think the thing that makes me sad about it is the idea that the government has all this power, and it was only a couple, this last administration that where Biden finally pushed, hey, we have all this power in business. Why are we not negotiating for drug prices? You'd think that
Right.
with a what's the budget? Did I just pass it? Either way, crap, I can't. It's huge. It's an enormous number with that much buying power. You'd think they'd say, hey, pharmaceutical industry, fuck you, we're not paying $10 for an aspirin. But whatever.
Now they did away with that. He got rid of that. So yeah,
Yes.
drug companies, feel free to gouge us. Feel free to fucking gouge us again.
Yep. Yep. All right. Oh, we got here we go. I love this headline. I knew what this was before. I found a different story because I saw a headline that gave it away in the headline. I sent you a different story because I love the headline. Hugely popular restaurant chain on the brink of bankruptcy, sparking fears of mass closures. Can almost talk. Hooters is preparing to file for bankruptcy. Jake, you ever been to a Hooters?
I already had it booked for my son's 3rd birthday. Now I have to find a new location.
I have a buddy, Baxter, who wanted to go to Hooters on his birthday. He's a fat guy. He's the only he would go to Vegas every year. Every year he would go to Vegas and spend $900 at the strip club. One year he gave one stripper $400 and came home literally saying, "I think she liked me. I think she liked me." And that was the year we talked him into buying a prostitute. Um,
There you go.
and so he finally, then he went and he got a prostitute and came back like, oh, I saved money and I had sex. We're like, hey, he wanted to go to Hooters every year
But
on
here's
his
the thing: it started
birthday.
down a different dark spiral. Last year, he was what? Stabbed by a pimp in Bangkok. So it turns out you guys kind of, you know what I mean? You gave up one a bad thing for another.
Yes. Either way, I had to take him to Hooters for his birthday every year. So I've been to Hooters multiple times. That was the one place he went. I don't know how the fuck they stayed in business in the first place. I don't know how they haven't been in bankruptcy forever. One, girls never look like their pictures. I never went to a Hooters and was like, wow, these waitresses are all sexy. No, I always went, eh, like I don't need to see more skin. I never saw a beautiful Hooters waitress. And two, and most importantly,
Speak for yourself. I'll take drunk and easy over sexy any day.
I didn't say they were drunk or easy. They could be sober and just working their job to work a job. I am not insulting them on their character. I'm insulting them on their looks because I'm shallow and superficial. I'm a horrible person. But
Sure.
that aside, the food is fucking awful. You're a restaurant. Yeah, I get it. You're trying to sell yourself on tight shirts and short shorts, but my God, inedible fucking everything. I don't know how it stayed in business this long.
Yeah, right. I mean, I remember it was really good food when I was a kid. The slogan was "Come for the tits, stay for the coquille Saint Jacques, and the foie gras seared lemon sole." It was like the whole thing when I was a kid. I mean, they would give you like an 8-course menu. It was really. I mean, they had a Michelin star. I don't know if you remember this. Hooters had a Michelin star when I was a kid. But yeah, eventually, they started cutting costs. It became all It was actually a French restaurant. It was called like Hooters, and it was delicious. It was really tasteful. They were dressed like French burlesque dancers. It's a whole thing. And then it got fucking bought out by an American corporation, and of course Hooters turned to Hooters, and now it's terrible.
I had a show last night outside of Chicago, and it was a benefit for the Marines, and they put it inside a Cajun restaurant, and for some reason the girls dressed sort of like Hooters. They had that muscle shirt, crop tops, and short shorts, and man, I'm not gonna lie, there were two of them there that could pull it off. Most of them couldn't. But I was looking like, all right, if the rest, I mean, I didn't understand how dressing in short shorts and tidy, shirts fit with the Cajun theme. But maybe is that a Mardi Gras thing that they, I don't know, they weren't wearing beads, but
dressed like the lady in Dukes of Hazzard. You know what I mean? The cut off shorts and the tight flannel.
Catherine Bach. Catherine Bach. How dare you not remember her name?
You even know the actress's name. Jesus Christ.
Daisy Duke, Catherine Bach. Such an important part of my sexual development. I didn't know what it meant to be a straight person. I didn't know what it meant to be heterosexual, but I did know. I looked at her in her tidy jeans and went, I got all tingly in my nether region. So it was yeah.
That's right. Paul in the chat says a lot of those restaurants, the women look more like Jake than Daisy Duke. Yeah, that's true. It's pretty rough. It looks like me in drag if I wasn't trying very hard.
Who's Jake? Oh, Jake. I was thinking you should go for an Uncle Ben or Cletus or one of the other characters of the show. They look more like Roscoe than Daisy Duke. That would be bad.
You're going way deep cut from 70 shows as opposed to goofy looking guy who's on the camera right now. See, that's the move.
Yeah. Neptune Red. I thought y'all said you were going to worship a big fat monster glizzy today. You're going to have to translate Neptune Red. I have no idea what that means. Jake, you got anything?
Is he talking about Lizzo? I don't know if that was a Lizzo reference, but I'm not really sure.
Paul, going back to Hooters, Paul says the beer was way overpriced too. Yeah, that's the other thing is it wasn't like it was Hooters corporate vision. We entertain the primal instinct of our customers, and food too. Yeah, it's like for a restaurant, food was the afterthought.
I think Hooters made sense back in the day, sort of when you saw a lot of sex scenes in action movies, right? And hear me out on this. I think they started to kind of slowly fade once people started streaming porn on the internet widely and for free, because
why work at Hooters when you can have an OnlyFans if you're hot? Yeah,
right.
You don't have to punch in and get treated like shit like servers do. Good.
But then also if you're really smoking hot, I guess you can do the OnlyFans. If you're the customer that just wants to see tits, you're like, I just paid $20 for like a really shitty, like barely fast food cheeseburgers just because these women are wearing tight shirts. I can see a gangbang on my phone right now. Like right now, I can get my thumbs to work. I can see the wildest sexual acts I can possibly think of that's not a felony. I can see it on Pornhub for free right now. Why did I just pay $16 for a Michelob Ultralight? That's crazy.
Hooters, according to Paul, Hooters pay 5-star prices for food that makes Denny's look gourmet. I just missed it. Where is it? Somebody, bro, look like Boss Hog and is objectifying others. LOL. At least I admitted to being an asshole. Neptune Red just posted a graphic. It didn't really explain what he said. I don't know. My guy spitting facts. All right. Let's jump to this. We're running out of time. We got 10 minutes left on the other one. We can live cast for a while after. But so last week, someone in the chat, for no reason, decided just to start screaming "Free Palestine," just all caps "Free Palestine." And when Jake saw it, Jake, do you remember what you said?
I think I instantly started shitting on them and Palestine, which I'm not even against Palestine. I just
you said, I agree. Palestine should be free. I wouldn't want to pay a cover charge to get in there.
Yelling for it, What's up?
You said, I agree. Palestine should be free. I wouldn't want to pay a cover charge to get in there. That was your response immediately. It's like, yeah.
Right.
Then Jerry Seinfeld went viral because someone tried to take a selfie with him and said, "All right, say free Palestine." And Seinfeld said, "I don't care about Palestine." And so there was a moment where Palestine was big. And so we got some pushback. I get two. I only took a screenshot
Oh
of
yeah.
one. So
Yeah.
I want to read this. A guy named Chris Holmes. I would be so happy if it was the guitar player from Wasp. I would be so happy if the guitar player from Wasp was still drunk on vodka and commenting on our videos. But he went through.
He's going to tour with Roger Waters, the free pass tour.
He went through. Anybody that doesn't know, Roger Waters went on a huge anti-Israel kick a while ago. So he went through my videos and starting on the Palestine one, and just spammed this comment. These Americans want to go crush, massacre, slaughter, starve, rape, and burn Palestinians in their home, and they want Palestinian land. Such American Christian values. Then they want Arabs to pay for their bombs that killed children and build Riviera for such idiots so they can come and pee their American beer. If this isn't psychopathic narcissist behavior, I don't know what a fuck it is.
Serious and literal. He took my goofy ass joke about whoever the fuck was commenting about free Palestine.
Right. But I just love the one-sidedness of it. I love the one-sidedness of any issue. If we really want to talk about this, all right, guess what? It's complex. And also, guess what? If you want to say, they've been saying free Palestine for decades. If you want to say free Palestine right now and say, well, there's an Israeli occupation, well, what started that occupation? Was it a little something called, I don't know, October 7th, I believe? Did I get the date right?
Yeah. To be fair to the guy in the comments that hates us, the war's been going on since before October 7th. That's what that guy would say in caps lock.
But that's what I'm saying. If it goes before October 7th, Israel wasn't even in Gaza. They left. They put up a wall and said, "You guys deal with it yourself." Like they weren't a governing body. What were they to be freed from?
Yeah, a wall and embargoes and things like that. So it's like it's not,
Yeah, yeah, right. It's a great. It's not black and white on either side is the point. So when you pick one side and you just go all in without seeing the nuance, you get someone like Chris Holmes leaving this comment everywhere. It's like, come on, we're two fucking jagoffs making stupid jokes about everything. You expect us to suddenly go?
Israel-Palestine, and you show up in our fucking DMs and chat trying to talk about Israel-Palestine, I will shit on whatever side you're for, because I'm not really for either side over there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not for a side that's just going to carpet bomb whole city blocks out of existence. I'm also not for the side that it's parading child coffins around fucking Gaza right now. So I think both sides can eat a dick. How about that?
Yeah.
Both sides. I'm against both sides.
There you go. That's a stance. Name. I can't remember his real name. Michael, Miguel, Mick. Either way, he's a name. I know. I recognize him. I know he is. Neptune Red. They believe anything from Elon if it involves discrimination. Elon and Trump. I mean, I'm not shitting on him. It's just I'm jealous of them. I'm jealous of Elon and Trump. I'll just admit it. They have such a cult-like group, core following. It doesn't matter what bullshit, lies, untruths, absolute horrible shit they spew. Their cultists believe it. I wish I had that kind of following. I wish we had that on the podcast. We got people challenging us in the comments all the time in the live chat. Hey, if we just had a bunch of mindless sycophants, I'd be happy.
Yeah. Besides, based on that CPAC interview he gave, he's clearly got better ketamine than me. So I'm jealous of Elon for that as well.
All right. What time do we got on the clock? Do we have time for one more?
Yeah.
We might. I'll just keep an eye on the clock. Pete Buttigieg slams Democrats' Portlandia approach to pushing diversity. Oh, I like this because it's what I've been saying for years. Even Obama called out cancel culture, and now Pete Buttigieg, a proud gay man, is pushing back against the far, far left. And it's not enough to be a normal human being. You have to be an activist. You have to be an anti-racist. It's not enough to be not racist. You have to fight. It's like the way he puts the quote is, what do we mean when we talk about diversity? Is it caring for people's different experiences and making sure no one is mistreated because of them, which I will always fight for? Or is it making people sit through a training that looks like something out of Portlandia, which I have also experienced? That is how Trump Republicans are made. Yes, when you keep pushing for the most absurd, we talked about it last week. Democrats lost their ass. They elected a new leader for the DNC chair. And one of the first things they said was, we have to make sure everything is parity. So if we have 3 men and 3 women and a non-binary, we have to balance things out. Just shut up. Just worry about governing. Worry about leading.
More than that. When I take control of the DNC, it's all eunuchs. I'm going to turn them all into eunuchs, like in Game of Thrones. And then they would just sit there, the head of the DNC, in robes. You know what I mean? No nuts, head shaved, everything. Just giving fucking facts and good policy.
You think Game of Thrones, you say eunuch. The first thing I think of is History of the World Part 1, when the dancer outs Gregory Hines.
Callbacks are like so goddamn ancient. Like, this is
but so good. Nothing gets better than a Mel Brooks movie when the dancer goes up against all the eunuchs, and then Gregory Hines is the only one who's he's got a feather. He's standing there like this, and just goes to show that he's not the eunuch. Oh, yeah, I love that.
That's like a 40-year-old movie at this point.
It doesn't make it any less good.
See, I thought my Game of Thrones reference was too dated. You know, like I thought that was too dated. You're like, no, you know what else? Remember that 40 years before Game of Thrones?
I haven't seen History of the World Part 2. Was that on Hulu? We have Hulu now. We didn't have it for a while. I think I have to look up History of the World Part 2.
It's decent. I don't think he wrote most of it. I think it's more of those Mel Brooks Presents kind of deals.
No. Kind of like when they brought back Mystery Science Theater 3000 on Netflix. That sucked. Oh, I couldn't make it through a single episode of
which one?
Mystery Science Theater 3000. They brought it back on Netflix, rebooted it.
I realized they brought it back.
Just horrible. All right, we're going to go to the live chat. We have a minute left on the recorded Spotify version. So thanks for tuning in. If you're listening on whatever platform you listen to, we are live almost every week on YouTube if you want to join the live chat sometime. I have been Nathan Timmel. You can find me on nathantimmel.com. T-shirt store, over 50 designs, special on YouTube, books on Amazon. Jake can be found at Jake Vevra on all social media. Also, special, newer than mine on YouTube, Unalived by Dog Pills. Jake earlier made a joke about his appearance, said he looks bad due to genetics and drugs and alcohol. Well, if you want to hear the story about how he ingested so many drugs that he passed away for a couple hours there, or a couple minutes, not a couple hours. He was dead. I like how I just said that. You were dead for a couple hours and they brought you back. You had a little ticker issue because of drugs. Either way, we're running out of time.
Just on the hill, who many of the village people considered abominations. But you know what? He was doing the Lord's work. He brought me back. Did I have all my hair? Were my teeth completely aligned? No. All right. But he fucking brought me back after 2 hours. I'm tired of you guys calling him a Schadenfreude, whatever the fuck that means. You used to scream it with your pitchforks and torches. I don't like that.
All right. Either way, thanks for tuning in. So we're going to switch over to the YouTube live chat. We're going to stay on YouTube. We're signing off of the Spotify.
Gangnam Style lost all that weight because of the vaccine. Don't be fooled. Signing off the Zoom.
All right. And I usually put my switch my mic over to live chat, but my phone is charging because I let it die. So
yes, I now have the same mic as you. I get this guy in the computer there.
You gotta buy just a different cord. Usually I switch over. I just pop the cord over one that pops into an iPhone. But either way, wait. Dreamtooth says VEVRA. He wants to get your name right, isn't it? VEVRA. VEVERA. Hank G needs answers. Hank G, did we miss a question from you? Let's scroll back. Hank G, what is your question? Jim and Paul might be the same person. They look the same. Jim and Paul. Who are Jim and Paul?
I don't know. I think he's talking about people in the chat.
Maybe did we miss something? There's name singulars. We got that phone. There's Paul. There's no part of my 48 years of life when that area of the world is enjoying peace, war, or terrorism. Yeah. Israel, Palestine, Gaza. It's always been the same. It's just stay the course with violence. Jim and Paul might be the same person. They look the same. I need an answer. I don't know who he's talking about. I don't know who you need answers.
About people in the chat, right?
Sure, Paul. That sounds exactly like something Jim would say. Oh, he is talking about Paul. So I'm so confused. Yes, Dream Tooth has your name spelled right in the second one. Scroll down a little more. I
like, right. Drop a comment in the special if you can.
Dream Tooth blessings from. I can't read that.
Appreciate you, Dream Tooth.
Is it supposed to say Canada? A Canadian? Is that a country that I just don't recognize?
Acadiana. I don't know, man. Let's type that in. Let's see what that is.
Yeah. Either way,
dude, if it's a reference to a science fiction movie that's so old that you didn't even get the thing, oh, it's in Louisiana, in the heart of Louisiana.
Oh, part of Louisiana. Jim's face rounder in thumbnail, and Paul has a bigger beard. Well, Paul does have a beard. Okay, so we know that. But who's Jim? I don't.
The chat. I love that people are going all like QAnon on other people in the chat.
But I don't see any Jim. Oh, there it is, Jim Nolan. Okay, I didn't see Jim Nolan. All right, so okay. Wow, I was so confused. That's the problem is you're looking at two cameras. Is you're trying to keep up with both. So, Sophie and Ken knows that it is French Canada now, Louisiana. That's enough, Paul Jim. All right. I'm from Original Gumbo. So is all. My buddy lived in New Orleans for one of my good friends for 15 years. I went down twice. I love the French Quarter. I would buy art. That's what I did. I'd walk around the French Quarter, and you have all these street artists selling paintings, and we have a handful upstairs. We got some watercolors and some oil base.
Yeah, I remember that from the French Quarter.
Yeah.
People selling stuff. It's a good time, French Quarter. I think we should change it to the Gulf of the French Quarter. You know what I mean? If we're just picking our favorite thing on the Gulf and naming it after that, I say we get more specific than America. Gulf of the French Quarter in New Orleans.
I don't know if we talked about this. I saw a great comment online somewhere that pointed out that, hey, you know that America is everything from the tippity top all the way down to the bottom. We're the United States. So the Gulf of America technically represents Canada, the United States, Mexico, South America. The Gulf of America is the Gulf of the greater continent. I think Trump put it as yay USA. He kind of fucked up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true because technically Mexico is in America.
We're all part of the American continent.
Dude, speaking of which, Trump has been with his crazy comments about Alaska being Canada being the 51st state. He has been making for some great hockey. I gotta say that about the guy. He has made hockey great again.
Yeah. Those fights. They said it was within three fights within 5 minutes or something absurd.
Oh no, like a few seconds, man.
They just jumped right into punching. That's awesome.
Before the puck was getting dropped. Yeah. It's good stuff, man.
Well, now maybe I'll start watching hockey again. So here's my problem with hockey. When I was a kid, a young child, my dad took me to my first hockey game, and it was college. It was the Wisconsin Badgers versus the Minnesota Gophers.
Yeah.
State-by-state rivalry, and there was a free-for-all on the ice. You had two goalies sitting down at one end, just jawboning, talking to one another, and both benches cleared, and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. So the very next game I went to, I'm like, where's the fight? Where's the fight? Everybody on the ice. And there was maybe a fight or maybe there wasn't, but it was like my first experience was so good that everything after has been a letdown, because when you see a free-for-all, when you see a bench-clearing fight, that's what you want to see every time.
Dude, if you're that into hockey fights, you ever watch a documentary on Netflix about the Danbury Trashers?
Is that who the brothers were based on in Slapshot?
No, it was. Although oddly enough, the guy. It's about a minor league hockey team in Connecticut that some gangster guy who they say Tony Soprano was loosely based on. He bought it for his 17-year-old son, who was also named AJ, and he kind of ran it. But they got the most since they were mobsters. Basically, they like the most violent dudes they could to be on the team. They just found the most violent hockey players. And yeah, it
Are
was.
you sure that's not who the Slapshot brothers were based on? Because I know they were based on somebody, but that's what they did. Is they based them on, they were just fighters. But
No,
either
this
way,
was
quickly, Dreamtooth points out, is in America two continents? Yeah, North and South, but it's all America. And Sophie Income points out, yes, we will have, once we get Greenland, we will have 3 continents. The USA will be a part of 3 continents once we get Greenland.
no, this is a documentary about a thing that happened 30 years after the movie Slapshot. So no, it was not.
Oh, all right.
It's in the 2000s.
Either way. All right, let's sign off there. Thanks for tuning in to our live chat. We're going to be here again next week, I believe, chatting it up. And yeah, Jake, good seeing your face. And if anybody heard background noise, I apologize. I always turn the furnace off because I'm in a basement, because I'm a basement dweller. I forgot to do that, and I used the app on my phone to do it. But since we're living on my phone, there may have been background noise whenever my furnace was kicking on.
There's a background noise for me because I have Gangnam Style hogtied over there. And just like Method Man and the Wu-Tang Clan, I sewed his asshole shut and I just keep feeding him and feeding him and feeding him.
He needs to gain the weight back. He needs to gain the weight back.
That's right.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.